My name is Elina. I'm 29 years old, and for the last several years, I've clung desperately to the belief that my family still loved me the way they once did. I wouldn't call myself a tragic case. There was no scandal, no crime, no big betrayal that drove us apart. I simply drifted away from the mold they had designed for me, choosing a quieter, less glamorous path while my parents and my younger brother Ryan pursued what they considered success. They remained wrapped up in their glittering little world of achievements, recognition, and appearances, while I faded into the background. Perhaps that was my mistake. Perhaps stepping outside of their narrative meant, in their eyes, I stopped existing. And yet, I never expected things to unfold the way they did, least of all on my birthday. My birthday this year fell on a Saturday, July 6th. I had planned it carefully weeks in advance, because deep down I still harbored the hope that maybe this year would be different. Nothing extravagant. Dinner at a nice restaurant in town, then a small gathering back at my apartment. I invited a dozen people, colleagues, 2 old friends from college, and of course, my family. I texted my parents and Ryan several times, even sending them a reminder the Sunday before. My mother's reply was a half-hearted, "We'll see, honey. Things are hectic." Ryan didn't bother to respond at all. Still, I told myself not to overthink it. They were busy people. Hectic was their normal. On the day itself, I cleaned my apartment until it sparkled. I bought cupcakes from the bakery my mom always loved, set candles on the table, little sentimental touches my father used to tease me for. I checked my phone constantly, half expecting to hear a knock at the door or get a call asking for my building code. But when 6:30 rolled around, my phone was silent. My friends began to arrive around 7. Sophia and Jordan brought wine. Mark showed up with a ridiculous inflatable crown he insisted I wear. They laughed, teased, and made me feel special in their own way. We ate, told stories, and played music. On the outside, I laughed along with them. But every few minutes, my eyes betrayed me, darting toward the door, hoping to see my parents or Ryan walk in. By 8, I caved and called my mother. She answered on the 3rd ring, her voice cheerful, almost too cheerful. I could hear music and laughter in the background. "Hey, sweetheart," she said, as if nothing were wrong. "Hey," I replied cautiously. "Are you guys still coming? Dinner started an hour ago." There was a pause. Then she sighed. "Elina, we're busy right now. We're celebrating something that actually matters. Ryan got promoted. It's a huge step for him, and we didn't want to miss this moment." The words hit me like a brick. Something that actually matters. My birthday didn't matter. I didn't matter. I try to keep my voice steady. "You skipped my birthday for his promotion dinner?" "Don't be dramatic," she snapped. "You're almost 30. Do we really need to throw you a party every year?" "I didn't ask for a party," I whispered. "I asked for you to show up." When my family confronted me again, I told them the truth. Calmly, firmly, I laid it out. They had embezzled funds, forged approvals, and used my grandfather's legacy as their piggy bank. Ryan smirked until I named the shell company he had created and the $15,000 fake consulting fee. For the first time, he looked rattled. My parents tried to guilt me, but the words slid off me like water. I wasn't a child anymore. I removed their names from every gala, every flyer, every sponsorship. I rewrote the foundation's mission, reinstating my grandfather's vision. I issued a public statement, confirming the misconduct and promising transparency. For once, my name was on the letterhead, not out of pride, but because I refused to be invisible anymore. But it didn't end there. Leonard soon discovered something bigger, a forged approval for a $22,000 donor retreat in Italy. My parents' Instagram photos suddenly made sense. The wine glasses, the beaches, the smug captions about hard work. They had stolen scholarship money to fund their vacation. This time, I acted. I presented the audit to the board, who voted unanimously to cut all family ties to the foundation. I hired a lawyer and sent demand letters to my parents and Ryan, giving them 30 days to repay the stolen funds. My mother panicked when the press release hit. She begged me to reconsider, whispering about the embarrassment, the country club, the questions from church friends. I held my ground. 30 days later, she showed up at my door with a check, $137,000. Her eyes glistened with tears as she said, I just want things to go back to how they were. I looked her straight in the eyes and replied, we can't. Because now I know who you are when no one's watching. In the end, I didn't lose my family. They lost me. I stopped checking their social media, stopped waiting for invitations, stopped hoping for acknowledgement. Instead, I poured my energy into the foundation, into the students whose lives we changed. I shook hands with kids who cried as they told me they'd be the first in their family to go to college. That mattered more than any shallow praise my mother could muster. When my next birthday came, I celebrated quietly. Just a few friends, Sophia, Jordan, Mark, and a couple others. We laughed, ate cake, shared stories late into the night. And as I looked around my living room at those genuine smiles, I realized for more stories like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. Something profound. I hadn't lost a family at all. I had built one.